not sure why I got this window open. It's 50 degrees today. Welcome back. Have you ever wondered how people set up trusts to manage their assets? Well, it all starts with one key document, the Declaration of Trust. In today's video, we'll unravel the mysteries behind this document and why it's so important. Stick around with us to discover who creates the Declaration of Trust, what goes into it, when it's needed, why it's crucial for a trust, and how you can change it if needed. You'll get a clear understanding of how this document serves as the backbone of any trust. So we gotta start with what is a declaration of trust. So to put it plainly and simply, right? A declaration of trust is a legal document that establishes the existence of a trust and it outlines the terms and conditions of the trust. It is the trust instrument, right, that constitutes the trust and sets forth the rights and obligations of trustees and beneficiaries. And if you're not familiar with our channel, we've said this before, but the Declaration of Trust, it outlines the intentions of the settlor and provides specific details about the trust property, the beneficiaries, and the powers and duties of the trustees. It is a crucial document in the administration of an express trust specifically, and serves as the foundation of any relationship. So, who's the only person that can draft the Declaration of Trust? I'm sure if you're not, or if you are familiar with our channel, you already know the answer to that. If you are not familiar with our channel, or me, or Express Trust, or trust in general, the answer is the settlor, or the grantor, right? The person who creates the trust is the one who writes the Declaration of Trust. Also known as the trust indenture, contractual indenture. It's a bunch of different terms that you can use to describe this key document. But one key takeaway that you need to know is that the settlor or the grantor is the one who writes the Declaration of Trust. That's not to say that a lawyer couldn't write the Declaration of Trust. However, there are many reasons not to involve a lawyer, such as cost considerations, simplicity of the trust, or familiarity with trust laws. It's important to weigh the benefits of legal expertise and customization against the potential cost and complexities of the trust. So, in a nutshell, the language must be complete and clear so that it can be easily understood what the intention of the settlor is and what the obligations, rights, and responsibilities of the trustees and beneficiaries are. We'll get into detail about all of the things that should go into a declaration of trust or a trust indenture, but it's not gonna happen in this video. It's a very long process and it needs careful consideration and its own time. So we'll get into that in a future video. So you may ask, well, when is a declaration of trust needed or a trust indenture needed? Well, a declaration of trust or a trust indenture is needed whenever a new trust is established. So every time you create a trust, which you may have reasons, or there are many reasons why you will want to operate through more than one trust. But for each one of those trusts, just know you have to draft its own indenture. Because again, it's got to lay out the intentions, obligations, and responsibilities and parties involved. And that may change from trust to trust. I mean, up until this point, you really kind of understand where I'm going with this and why a declaration of trust is important, but you may still have the question as to why it's important. And it's been held through law that the trust is far superior than incorporating because of so many advantages that it has. I want to list like everything, and it's so much, and it varies per type of trust. I'm not going to do it. But I will touch on some of the differences between a trust and incorporating. So let's get into a couple of those. And hopefully that'll help you kind of get an understanding as to why it's so superior to incorporate. Firstly, trusts are governed under laws of equity. It's the most well-settled body of law in America, unlike corporations, which are governed under statute, forever changing according to political agendas, right? So you get someone in office, things change. You get a new mayor, governor, whatever, senator, congressperson, things change. Your business is going to be affected by that change, but it's not like that with trust. Also, trusts are not required to have business licenses. And we already know if you incorporate, you definitely got to get a license. Trustees are not required to file reports with any entity and are accountable only to the beneficiaries, governed strictly under principles of equity, which is another video we're going to do soon. we gotta learn about these principles of equity. I'm telling you, it'll blow your mind. We already know corporations are required to file statements and reports like quarterly. Also, trust business names are protected by injunction, which means they could use a trade name or a trademark for trust purposes without registering it. We already know if you open up a business, you must apply for a secure fictitious name and must register all trade names and trademarks. All federal excise tax and state organization tax are legally avoided with the trust. Legally avoided. Yeah, you heard me. Are legally avoided. For a business, the opposite is the case. I mean, the list is long. I can't go into everything, but I just wanted to drop a little bit of those on you so you can kind of get a starting point. Okay, so how can a declaration of trust be changed? This is a slippery slope and it can get a little murky. So we're not gonna spend a lot of time on there because when you're thinking about express trust or irrevocable or private trust, they're not intended to be changed without abiding by the terms set forth in a declaration of trust. Again, it goes back to the declaration of trust because that's what authorizes trustees to do or to not do a thing, right? So if you write in your declaration of trust that the indenture can be changed with a 2/3 vote of all certificate holders and 2/3 of the board of trustees, then if those parties come together and all in agreement, then the declaration can be changed. And I hate to use the word change. A proper word would be it can be amended. So that's pretty much in a nutshell how you can change. Now, irrevocable, you really have to go through a lot to change. Unlike revocable or like living trust or grantor trust, since all of the responsibility and liability rests with the settlor or the grantor of those type of trusts, he can change it or she can change it whenever she wants. But when it comes to privacy, expressed, irrevocable trust, then those are unchangeable unless the terms for which it can be changed are clearly outlined inside of the Declaration of Trust. Well, that's it for our dive into the Declaration of Trust. Now you know why it's so important and how it sets the foundation for any trust. If you found this video helpful, give it a big fat thumbs up and subscribe for more insight into the world of trust and legal frameworks. Don't forget to leave any questions in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Have a good day. Peace.
All right,
y'all.
Family first, that's the motto we live by. Stacking up the paper, aiming for the sky high. Finances on point, we taking no risks. Investing in the future, laying down the bricks. Generational wealth, that's what it's all about. Leaving a legacy that'll never be drowned. Teaching the young